Adobe is the perfect example of a premium software business where the stock story is not just earnings went up. It's whether investors believe the earnings engine is still a durable compounder. Let's start with the present. On your chart, Adobe is around $280. But the bigger story is where that sits versus history. Adobe has traded roughly 40% below its 52-week high near $453 recently. That tells you the market isn't debating whether Adobe is a great product company, it's debating the future shape of growth and monetization, especially in an AI world. Now look at your valuation anchors. Normal value around 45x versus fair value 15x. That's a massive spread, and it captures how Adobe trades. When confidence is high, the market pays up because Adobe has high recurring revenue, strong cash generation, and deep workflow lock-in across Creative Cloud, Document Cloud, and Digital Experience. But when confidence slips, the multiple compresses violently, even if revenue keeps growing. The past lessons on this chart are clear. The biggest mistake investors make with a premium multiple name like Adobe is assuming the multiple is permanent. When the market gets nervous about competition, about product disruption, or about pricing power, the stock can get cut in half on valuation alone. That's exactly what a large drawdown from the highs implies. Multiple compression did the damage, not a collapse of the business. So why did confidence weaken? The market's core fear has been AI disruption and AI monetization clarity, whether generative tools commoditize design workflows, whether customers reduce seat counts, or whether Adobe must spend heavily to defend share and margins. That fear has been loud enough that headlines describe big sell-offs driven by AI concerns and skepticism about the model. Now here's the important balance. Adobe's fundamentals have not been falling apart. In its FY 2025 Q4 release, Adobe reported record quarterly revenue of $6.19 billion and FY 2025 revenue of $23.77 billion, plus total ARR exiting the year of $25.20 billion. That's the reason the stock didn't collapse permanently. The core engine is still producing growth and cash flow. For the future, the market is anchoring on guidance and the AI bridge. Reuters reported Adobe forecast FY 2026 revenue of $25.90 billion to $26.10 billion and adjusted EPS of $23.30 to $23.50. In a premium multiple stock, guidance credibility is everything. If Adobe delivers into that path while proving AI is a paid feature, not a margin destroyer, the stock can migrate back toward the normal value band. Adobe looks like a company that's been derated on trust, not broken on fundamentals. Upside comes from re-establishing confidence, stable ARR growth, durable pricing, and clear AI monetization. Downside comes if AI pressure forces discounting or if growth visibility slips. Because when the market questions Adobe's moat, the multiple can compress much faster than the revenue line. Let's go straight into the risks for Adobe, because when a stock trades like a premium software compounder, the biggest risk is not revenue goes to zero. The biggest risk is confidence breaks and the multiple compresses. The number one risk in 2026 is AI disruption and monetization uncertainty. Generative tools are changing how design and content are created. The key question is whether Adobe captures that value through paid AI features and higher ARPU, or whether creation becomes more commoditized, reducing willingness to pay. If investors believe AI is a margin destroyer rather than a pricing lever, the stock can derate even if revenue grows. Closely connected is seat churn and retention risk, especially in SMB and individual creators. If freelancers or small teams downgrade plans, reduce seats, or switch to cheaper alternatives, net retention can cool. Adobe's model is strong, but it's still sensitive to how many users stay on premium tiers. Pricing power normalization is another major risk. In a tougher environment, customers push back on renewals and competitors offer aggressive pricing. If Adobe has to discount more to protect share, growth and margins can both weaken. Competition is real. Tools like Canva, collaborative design workflows, and AI-native platforms can win at the low end and move upward. Even if Adobe retains pros, share loss in the entry-level funnel can matter over time. Margin pressure is also a key watch item. AI features add compute costs. If Adobe has to spend heavily on AI and still offer it cheaply to stay competitive, operating margins can compress. Finally, legal and regulatory risk is rising. Copyright, training data, and content provenance rules can affect AI feature rollout and increase compliance costs. Adobe's 2026 risk is mainly a premium multiple risk. If AI monetization is unclear, retention softens, or margins compress, the market can keep the valuation discounted even if the core business remains strong. Now let's switch to the opportunity side, because Adobe's upside is not about surviving AI. The upside is about owning AI inside the creative workflow and getting paid for it. In the short term, the biggest lever is AI monetization. If Adobe proves that Firefly and generative features are not just free toys, but paid capacity, premium tiers, and enterprise add-ons, then ARPU can rise without requiring huge new user growth. That's critical because premium multiple stocks re-rate when they show a clear monetization bridge. Second is retention and packaging. Adobe has multiple products that work better together: Creative Cloud plus Document Cloud and collaboration tools. If Adobe bundles smarter and increases perceived value, it can reduce churn and stabilize net retention, which is one of the most important confidence signals for the market. Third is pricing and mix. Adobe has proven pricing power historically, and if it can shift customers toward higher value plans while maintaining seat counts, revenue growth quality improves. Even small changes in plan mix can move ARR meaningfully at Adobe's scale. Document Cloud is another short-term stabilizer. Acrobat and eSign are workflow critical and tend to be steady compounders. That recurring base can support the story even when creative demand is choppier. On the enterprise side, if digital experience budgets stabilize, Adobe can re-accelerate in marketing and analytics products. That part of the business can be cyclical, so any improvement in enterprise spending is upside. Now long-term, the big opportunity is that Adobe becomes the default AI creative operating system. The company already owns key file formats, tools, and professional workflows. If it layers AI to automate repetitive tasks, speed up iteration, and improve quality, professionals can create more content faster. And that typically increases willingness to pay, not decreases it. Adobe's moat can also deepen through integration. The more customers build templates, brand libraries, and team workflows inside Adobe, the higher the switching costs become, especially for enterprises that care about compliance, permissions, and brand control. The creator economy is another long-term tailwind. More people making content, for social, for marketing, for e-commerce, expands the total addressable market. Adobe doesn't need every creator to be a pro subscriber. It just needs a consistent funnel and a portion upgrading over time. And finally, free cash flow matters. If Adobe keeps generating strong cash while growing, it can compound per share value through buybacks and selective M&A, which supports long-run returns even if the multiple doesn't fully return to peak levels. So the upside framework is: prove AI is a paid feature, improve packaging and retention, let Document Cloud keep compounding, and over time turn Adobe into the AI-native standard for creative and enterprise content workflows. Now let's look at analyst sentiment for Adobe, and the message is positive but cautious. We have 3 strong buys and 17 buys, but also a large 15 holds and 4 sells with 0 strong sells. That split tells you the street still believes Adobe is a high-quality platform, but it's debating the near-term path, mainly around AI. Bulls expect Adobe to monetize generative AI through premium tiers and enterprise adoption, stabilizing growth and protecting margins. The big hold bucket is the prove it camp. Analysts here want clearer evidence that AI boosts ARPU and retention, not just cost. They're also watching whether competitive pressure forces discounting. And the 4 sells are typically valuation or disruption calls, basically arguing that growth could decelerate or margins could compress, so the stock doesn't deserve to trade back to old premium multiples yet. So the takeaway is, sentiment leans bullish but it's not unanimous. The debate is all about AI monetization and earnings quality over the next few quarters.